Oh man, yo, what the hell is going on? As you guys know, Jennette McCurdy shares the story behind memoir. I'm glad my mom died. Yikes, that's some. Oh my god, this is some sad shit. But let's see what's going on. I haven't watched this really, but yeah.
On the outside, I was doing a lot of the performing, the tap dancing of like the smile and the showing up and landing.
iCarly.
Where'd my straw go? Here.
To her millions of fans, she was known as the funny BFF. But she says behind that bubbly on-screen persona, nothing about her real life was funny.
For you, what were the pitfalls of child fame?
You're playing an adult's game. You're in an adult's world, and you don't recognize that. You're incapable of being on that level, but you are confused and you think that you are. And I think it really leads to stunted personal development.
Her personal struggles eventually prompting her to abandon acting altogether.
You say quite frankly that this was never your dream. Stardom was never your dream. Whose dream was it?
My mom's. I think she wanted me to have a better life than she had, but I also think her approach was very unhealthy and informed by her own lack of self-worth, and she lived vicariously through me.
Jennette had her first audition at age 6, encouraged by her late mom, Deborah, their mother-daughter bond, deeply disordered and chaotic. She says her family struggled financially. Over time, like so many other child stars, her acting paid the bills.
It felt like a lot of pressure. And then I think my mom saw my career as a way out of that life, of that way of living, of that constant grind.
How chaotic was that childhood home? You describe it with one line that stuck with me, that the air in the house felt like a held breath.
It was really complicated. My mom also had cancer when I was 2 years old. That was the first time she was diagnosed. So not only was it chaotic because of the abuse that was happening, and my mom's violent and erratic, unstable behavior, but also because we all lived in fear of her cancer coming back.
That volatile relationship is at the center of Jennette's
Wow,
dark and deeply
bruh,
personal
some
memoir.
deep shit, man.
I'm glad my mom died.
What made you pick
Wow.
I think I earned that title through the writing of the book, but I wanted it to be
Bro.
something that would grab people's attention and get them to pick up the book and then hopefully learn by the end of it why I've chosen that title.
From the tender age
Bro.
of 11, she says her mother taught her the dangerous habit of calorie restriction, which would turn into years of eating disorders.
In many ways, your mother tried to keep you a child.
Yeah, I think my mom wanted to keep me as controllable as possible. I think she really wanted.
I just want to pause it right there, man. I don't agree with her trying to sell her book with that title. Like, it's very clear she want to make money. I understand a lot of things happen, whatever. I'm not there in the house. I don't know what's going on. But y'all hear what she said? She basically put that title so she could get the attention. Seriously? You're glad your mom died? Wow.
Wanted to have her influence on me, and me growing up was a threat to that.
The key to that was calorie restriction.
Absolutely. I think my mom encouraged and conditioned my anorexia because
Anorexia.
both she thought that it would in some ways help my career, and also because it served her goal of keeping me young and under her influence.
The book reveals dark episodes of her childhood that for years Jennette says she blocked out. She describes how her mother would give her showers and touch her invasively until she was a teenager.
She referred to them as medical exams.
What?
On your private parts.
Yes, this was the hardest part of the book for me to write about.
What?
It was a really emotional experience. I laughed during the writing of it, and then I cried a lot after I wrote that vignette.
You talk about basically having out-of-body associations, out-of-body experiences when this is happening to you.
Yeah.
What?
What do you think was going on?
What?
I've tried to understand, and that didn't lead me anywhere productive. I would just spin my wheels trying to understand my mom's motives.
This continued until you were 17?
Yeah.
And you describe in the book that you felt violated.
Yes. I absolutely felt violated, and eventually accepting that was the most, I think, integral piece to my own healing and recovery.
At the height of her stardom, she
Obviously, Ariana Grande is the
Literally
biggest
wrote,
star,
I
so
frequently made the
I'm not surprised.
mistake of comparing my career to Ariana's.
Yeah.
And being jealous of everything, jealous of her childhood, jealous of a music career that you didn't even want.
Sure. I was
Yeah,
jealous
I
specifically
can
that she
tell.
played charades with Tom Hanks. That's what got me. Charades with Tom Hanks.
How dare she?
I know. But I was so young at the time, and I think it's really hard to not compare yourself to somebody at that age when you're in an environment around them all the time. So I made that mistake repeatedly, and I'm glad to be at a place now where I wouldn't trade positions with somebody.
As the show was airing, her mother died of cancer. Jennette says her life was spinning out of control, anorexia morphing into bulimia and alcohol abuse.
I was never aiming for bulimia. I was attempting to have anorexia, but I couldn't keep it up without my mom. So then that would lead to, I'd starve myself for so long, and then I'd binge, and then I'd purge because I hated the feeling of fullness, hated it.
It would take Jennette years to seek proper help and start therapy to begin grappling with her trauma.
I couldn't initially accept the idea that my mother was abusive toward me because my whole way of life, my whole way of going through the world was, I was operating through this lens of my mom wants what's best for me. Even after she died, I'm nothing without my mom. I can't do anything without my mom. I'm incapable. I'm incompetent. What would mom want? What would mom think? What does mom need? That accepting that she was abusive would have meant reframing my entire life. And that felt impossible. I couldn't go near that for a long time.
Jennette says that building a new life without her mom began with a stunning decision to leave acting behind.
Why quit acting?
It was important for my recovery at the time. It represented my mom living vicariously through me. It represented something that my mom wanted that I didn't want. So it was important for me to step away in a very definitive way and really just focus completely on healing myself.
Reflecting back on her career, Jennette's critical of the Hollywood machine and the world she was exposed to at such a young age. In her book, she writes that after Sam and Cat was canceled, Nickelodeon offered her a $300,000 thank you gift if she agreed to never speak publicly about her experience at the network, specifically with a man she refers to as the creator, who on one occasion, she says, encouraged her to drink while she was still underage and gave her a shoulder massage. In response, Nickelodeon telling ABC News, "We have no reportable response other than a no comment at this time."
I just said, no, it's not happening. That sounds like hush money to me. Not doing it, not taking it. And then I do remember leaning against, I think I talk about this in the book, but I lean against my bed and I'm like, well, shoot, that could have put my nieces through college. Like, that was some good money. But I am ultimately proud of my decision there, wherever it came from. Even if it was informed by self-righteousness, I think that I did something that was really hard to do. Oh my God, it makes me emotional. I'm proud of myself.
Why? Why proud of yourself?
I think I've chosen
Oh,
a path of integrity.
here we go with the emotions. All
And it
y'all
has not
just
been
too
easy.
emotional, man.
Now 30, Jennette says she's recovered from years of eating
Oh, she's 30?
disorders and found a sense of balance for the first time in her life.
What's your body image now, and what's your relationship to food like, and how do you sort of go about your day?
I'm glad you asked this because when people talk about eating disorder recovery, they talk about it being such an ongoing process and something you deal with every single day for the rest of your life, and it's always a battle. And I think that kind of language, it doesn't help motivate. I'm at a place now where I don't obsess about food at all. I haven't engaged in any sort of disordered eating behavior for years. I'm really proud of that.
Jennette says healing also comes through in her writing. She's working on a novel and a collection of essays, and while she sees herself as a writer, she hasn't completely ruled out a return to acting.
I just wish I could have shown my 20-year-old self me now. I would have known what I was aiming for. I would have had something to hope for, something to be encouraged about. I didn't have that.
What would you have told your 20-year-old self?
Look at me now, baby. You're gonna be fine, kid. I probably would have said.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
All right,
It represented my
let's get a good shot for the, for the cover, my nigga. Okay, to be honest, man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. The summary of this is her mother was abusive. She forced her to do acting to pay the bills, and she didn't want to do it, and yada yada yada. she lived a miserable life because obviously she was doing things for her mother rather than herself, and her mother was taking advantage of that. And now her mother's dead, and she's glad her mom died. I don't agree with the title of the book. I'm be honest with you. I know she's trying to market that, but that's just, why would you use your mother's death? Like, it's just like if my family member passed away, I'll use my family member's death to sell a book so I can make money or get attention. That's just sauce. That's just salty. I would never do that. I don't. It doesn't matter if a certain family member was cruel to me. Like, y'all gotta understand, man. This world, in order for you to leave this world, man, in order for you, now y'all hear me out, man. In order for you to survive this planet Earth, you gotta learn to forgive. You gotta learn to pass a certain point that everyone makes mistakes. I know her mother did wrong. Like, nobody wants to have that experience, but you gotta forgive and move on. You gotta let go of that pain, that anger. You gotta, like, a lot of people, mostly in their 30s, they have so much pain in them. Like, you gotta let all that thing go. It's not gonna help you, man. It's not. Learn to forgive. You don't gotta hang around with the people who hurt you, but forgive them and move on with life. If your family member, say your father or your mother, is abusive or whatever, and you're of age to leave the house, you leave the house, but you forgive them. Maybe once in a while you see them and you just, hey, cha, chitty cha, and move on. You don't have to be there. You can make that work, but you gotta forgive. So I don't agree with the title, but I'm surprised that Nickelodeon is paying out $300,000 to keep her mouth shut. That's just sauce, man. That's really just salty, man. It means they are guilty, and they're not making any comment. I really don't know what's going on with Hollywood, man. Why are these behaviors, prominent in, like, bro, you hire someone like these actors, they're hired, right? They're like employees. Let them do their work and leave. You don't harass them, don't do nothing, bro. Jesus, man. You can make jokes, but again, some people might take jokes the wrong way. I mean, she mentioned that they were giving her a massage. What? And the thing with Ariana Grande and Sam Cat, I did know about that she was jealous and stuff. Obviously, Ariana Grande is a bigger star. I was surprised they also renewed iCarly. I was like, what? iCarly came, like, bro, I'm not watching that shit, man. I can't, I don't know how I sat down when I was a kid watching iCarly, bro. Drake Josh was the best to me, man. Drake Josh, Victorious, I rather watch those shows than iCarly. iCarly was just it's too childish. Anyways, I thought this was gonna be some sort of like a deep, thing, but I don't really think I experienced. I mean, as compared to others. Now, a lot of you people might say, well, she got hired by Nickelodeon. She made a lot of money, blah blah. She shouldn't be complaining. Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that if someone is making that kind of money, the person is happy. You don't know. You might not know the endurance she's facing on set with her parents or with the co-stars and all that. So there's a lot of things that go into working for other people. So it's not only the money per se, but again, if it's me, I'm just letting you guys know. If it's me, maybe I'm a child actor and all that. I don't care. I won't care, bro. Me, I have that kind of mentality. I just don't care about how people view me. I don't care. I don't know why, bro. I don't know why. I've trained myself not to give a fuck. So if I'm a child actor, people are talking all these things, I'm not even going to pay attention to it, I'm not going to pay attention to it, because, man, I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for the amount of money I have. A lot of people don't have that, I mean, all you guys complaining in Hollywood, go to other country and see how people live. People squeezing their ass in the one bedroom, 6 people living in one bedroom. And then when you come out of there, you're not going to be complaining about your own life. That's the argument I try to make with all these like Western, people. Like, oh, they just complain about the little things in life. Like, bro, go see how other people are living. You cannot even imagine yourself living like that. So again, I'm just saying, y'all. I understand where she's coming from. Child trauma is really something, man. It's not easy to let go of that. But I don't agree with the title. I'm just saying. But I'm shocked that our mother did that. Mothers are supposed to love their daughters. Mother and daughter bond is like strong. Although there are some mothers that really like to control. Like I don't know what's going on. They be controlling everything, like every aspect of your life. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like this is just harassment right now. Me, I ain't gonna let that happen. My parents know that. Like, don't control me. I don't like, nah. I gotta make my own choices. That's how it is. Anyways, what do you guys think about this video, man? If you guys liked, what do you think about her experience? Is it to be taken, like really, really seriously crazy? And do you agree with the title and why she put that title so she can attract people? I don't agree with that. Okay, don't be glad your mom died. Like, bro, she's your mother. It doesn't matter if you hate her. She's still your mother, bro. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, and I'm out of here.